A new era begins tonight here at the Morgan and Kathy Wooten Gymnasium as the 2022-23 DeMatha basketball season tips off with our home opener. I'm Cory Puffett, joined by Neal Murphy. And Neal, it's a new season. You ready to go?
Well, I think the first thing we got to talk about is it's you taking over from Matt Revkin. Matt Revkin has gone on to greener passes. He was the founder of DM Stags TV, ran it for years. So we're seeing if Cory can pick up the ball and run with it here. But first home game for Mike Jones. MJ3. MJ3
Yes.
is what we're going to call him. And, you know, you get thrown into it right away. First game was Thursday over at Coolidge. Tough road game. With Coolidge are always tough over there. Then Friday we fly out to California, lose to a tough Notre Dame team. Then we come back, a big win down the stretch against Southern Cal Academy. And then you're back in class Monday morning.
Right. That's a lot of traveling in a short amount of time.
And then we got a game here today. So kind of an NBA schedule here to start. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the start of the year.
Yeah, no, this should be a really fun one. Playing against local public school from right down the street, Eleanor Roosevelt. We play them just about every year, more often than not here at DeMatha. So we've called this matchup quite a few times now in our careers on DM Stags TV. We're going to take a short break as we get ready for the prayer and the national anthem, and we'll be right back with you all shortly.
That was faculty member Andrew Eck with a rendition of the national anthem. And if I'm Andrew, I go in, I demand a raise right now. Demand a raise.
Yes, Andrew Eck, class of 2011, just a year behind myself. As we now get the starting lineups. Let's see. So
good.
on, yep. So it is a lot of former students are here tonight. One of the red and blue meetups, so we may get interrupted.
Some of them are turning in homework from like 5 years ago.
That's not good.
Now, Cory, one thing I wanted to bring up. During the pandemic, we had great ratings because nobody was allowed in the gym. But before that, there was only 2 people who counted on to watch. My grandson, Kellen Robert Murphy, my granddaughter, Ainsley Ann Murphy. However, I understand your family has grown, right?
Yes.
You've got an additional viewer.
We do have an additional viewer, potentially. I don't know if she's tuning in tonight. We'll have to see if she jumps into the comments. I hope she's watching tonight.
She better be watching. We're counting on her. And I've got a new family member.
Oh.
Brody Jones Hemp, my daughter Kylie, her husband Dan, they gave birth. So we've got at least 4 that should be watching.
Well, congratulations. Let's go ahead and get started here. We got our starting lineups on the Roosevelt side. Number 4, Jermaine Gullidge. Number 5, Bryson Whitley. Number 13, Giovanni Sanford. Number 21, Amari Wright. And number 33, Toby Raji are on the floor to start the game. And on the DeMatha side, number 1, Malcolm Thomas. Number 2, Jaden Winston. Number 4, Mason So, who was a hero the other night. Number 15, Charles Thomas. And number 21, Chris McElveen. Let's see, we got a new scoreboard graphic this year that should help keep everybody up to date on not just the score, but this year you can also see the clock. So no more Neal and myself having to keep you all updated on how many minutes are remaining and in what quarter we are in. And Roosevelt wins the opening tip. They will start tonight with the ball as Amari Wright takes possession. Passes it off, and an entry pass looking for Bryson Whitley. Going complete, but there is a foul called on DeMatha. Number 4, Mason So will get the early call.
Nice little set by ER. Yeah, little high-low action there. So got caught behind, tried to make a play from behind. Tough thing to do.
Pass inbounds for Roosevelt, looking for an open shot. They'll take the 3. No good, but Jermaine Gullidge flies in for the rebound. And we will get another early penalty call against DeMatha, this one on Chris McElveen. So 2 quick fouls against the Stags.
Long shots, long rebounds. A couple of Stags got caught trying to leak out a little bit.
Mason So trying to. And
DeMatha ball.
I don't know what the call was, but DeMatha ball is
well,
the
he threw a
bottom
bounce
line.
pass to a man under the basket, but it hit out of bounds.
Got it. Yeah, no, I saw Chris McElveen come in to try and intercept that. But DeMatha will take the ball. McElveen throws it away, was looking for Charles Thomas. Thomas does a good job in transition defense. And Winston and McElveen work together to turn the ball over from Roosevelt. This ball will stay down on this end of the floor with the Stags. And our main camera needs to stay on the action. Might have to have somebody go over and remind him to watch the game.
Well, I think he is watching, just not through the camera.
There you go.
Through the camera.
First game back, learning experience for these students, but obviously varsity, we want to make sure we get this right. Turnover for the Stags. Good defense on transition. And the follow-up shot, no good by number 5, Bryson Whitley for Roosevelt. Winston passes it off. Mason So from deep.
Nice little penetration, drew the defense, kicked it out. Mason was the hero of the game the other night. 3 big foul shots down the stretch to help the Stags secure the victory.
Yep, DeMatha was down by 1. He gets fouled shooting 3, makes all of them to give DeMatha a 2-point win in that second game of their road trip out to California.
Isaiah Arnold checking in.
Checks in for Chris McElveen. He's one of those 2 early fouls for the Stags, so he'll get a breather. And thrown away, but a good job by Whitley to chase it down for the Raiders. Working against Mason So, And that one, they're going to say Mason So got a little bit of it. So no backcourt violation, and then a foul under the basket. Roosevelt will shoot 2 free throws. That one against Malcolm Thomas.
Great pressure by Mesa. Had him up in kind of the coffin corner there. Ball gets knocked in the backcourt, and they just kind of relaxed a little bit. They were able to rip. Bryson Whitley was able to get all the way to the rim and draw the foul.
Whitley will shoot 2. First free throw is good. Roger Dennis is watching. He wants to know, Neal, is there anyone on the Raiders side that we should be watching closely tonight?
They get a couple good players. They won the 4A championship last year. And so they had a lot of points like us. A lot of points walk out the door. But they've got a couple good players. Toby Raji trying to work it out to go to the Naval Academy. You have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops to get in there.
Yeah.
Okay. And Bryson Whitley, he's a real good player. He was in the rotation last year. And then Giovanni Sanford are the guys that got major minutes last year.
So we'll be keeping an eye on the 3 of them. Whitley hit both of his free throws. So it is 3-2. And then a turnover by the Stags on the end of the other end of the floor. And Whitley will handle the ball here, bringing it up court for the Raiders. Mason So guarding him closely. Whitley gets a step on him, finds a man in the corner. They're going to pass it off. Had an open look, decided not to take it, and that is Logan Lewis with the defense. Mason So for 3. No good off the front of the rim, just a little short.
Made the right play, found the shooter in the corner. Not all going to go down, but it was the right play to make.
Jeremiah Gullidge in transition. It looks like they're going to say he lost control of it, and it was off on him. DeMatha takes possession.
Mason So, a transfer from St. Stephen, St. Agnes. He was with Mike Jones last year. Has already signed with UNC Greensboro with the Spartans.
Jaden Winston working against Whitley. Loses the handle, and that's going to be out on Toby Raji. Matthew gets away with one there.
Yeah, Stag's 4th game, but it almost seems to have those first game jitters. A lot of mishandles, not real clean on the simple things.
Yep, and on cue, not real clean on that inbound pass. Raiders have the ball. Good defense on the other end, though.
Jaden Winston and Mason So digging it out there. Knocks it out of bounds. Looks like timeout DeMatha.
Yep. High energy here in this first quarter from Mason So on both ends of the floor. He hit that deep 3. Those are the only points that the Stags have so far, and he has been all over the place on defense, especially in transition. And there have been a lot of transition opportunities here in the early going for Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing from watching a few practices, and I watched one scrimmage, Mike Jones is going to get him to play hard. All right. Now, the big thing is they had a lot of points walk out the door. Tyrell Ward, Rodney Rice, shot clock running down. They got the shots last year. So guys like Jaden Winston, Isaiah Arnold, guys who were in the rotation, they weren't coming off the screen. They were setting the screen. So now they have to feel their way. Certainly Mason is going to help. He looks like he's the ability to create. But all of a sudden those guys are no longer in a supportive role. You know, they're the guys that have to make things happen. They're the leaders of the team.
Yep, now that's what happens when you move up from being a junior to a senior. You are expected to take a bigger role in that offense.
3-2 Stags. We got 5:10 to go.
So brings the ball up court, passes it off to Winston. They're going to move it around. So passes up the shot, gives it to Arnold. Drive inside by Logan Lewis, and just a little short on the floater. Rebound to Roosevelt. Pass ahead a little high, but they're going to get an open look from 3, and it is good by number 4, Jermaine Gullidge.
Great job by Eleanor Roosevelt. The numbers on the break. Nice little kick out to the corner.
And now here's another transition opportunity for Roosevelt, and this time Mason So can't quite get back in time to defend Bryson Whitley. Easy layup, 4-point lead for Roosevelt, and another turnover.
One of the hard things I think for this team is going to be, Coach Jones has got them playing so hard on defense, but when you become an offensive player, you got to drop it down a gear. You got to be in control. And they seem to have the energy right now. I just don't know how effective they're going to be. Certainly, we have more turnovers than points right now.
Maybe a little bit too much energy in some ways right now in the early going. Obviously, there's a nice takeaway by Logan Lewis, and the drive inside, but couldn't get enough on it after the Euro step. It's a nice move, just not enough strength to finish it off. And then on the other end, Gullidge almost hits the three, but cleaning it up is Toby Raji. You have to wonder, too, how much is coming into effect the 3 games in such a short period. They played 3 games since Thursday, and now they're playing another one tonight. It's a lot of basketball on these guys' legs in a short time, as Isaiah Arnold's too strong that time. Air ball. And a foul as Caleb Moore was working with the ball.
The Stags ball on the baseline.
And we'll see A.J. McCleary, number 12, check in for the Stags and give Isaiah Arnold a little breather.
And the hard part is figuring out how much is it physical because they did have that trip, or is it more mental?
Adam Fox rather, took the inbound pass. Mason So, no good, again off the front of the rim. After that early hit, he's been cold from outside. Short on the other end as well for Roosevelt. And good defense once again under the rim for DeMatha. Mason So drives inside, gives it up. Adam Fox tried to dunk, came up a little short, but made the adjustment to get it through the hoop.
Great penetration by Mason. Perfect drop off to Adam Fox. Adam was in between, and I went through this a lot in my career, whether to dunk it or just lay it in. Almost did neither.
Logan Lewis, another takeaway and a foul. No good on the shot, but he will go to the free throw line here with a chance to bring the Stags to within 2 points.
2 great stands by Logan Lewis over there on the far sideline in terms of stopping the ball and then pressuring the ball and making the steal. Didn't get anything for it the first time. Hopefully we can knock down these 2 here.
First shot, no good for Logan Lewis. Too strong off the back iron, and we'll get a line change here. Malcolm Thomas checks back in. Cade Sebastian checks in. And we got Prashant Hill waiting. I'm assuming he's coming in for Logan Lewis if he hits this free throw here. Well, I'll have to wait a little while for his first action of the night. And that free throw is good. So, yep, Prashant Hill checks in. DeMatha with the last 3 points after a 9-0 run by Roosevelt. And it is 9-6 with just over 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Again, the defense not bad, but it's down this end. The offensive end, we're struggling a little bit.
And time almost ran out on the Raiders there, but Giovanni Sanford is able to get it inbounds along the sideline. And let's see what that call is.
Over and back.
Yeah, over and back. A.J. McCleary was there for the interception anyway, so DeMatha was going to take possession either way. McCleary will inbound. To Darius Vance. Gives that one off to Cade Sebastian and then back to Vance. Malcolm Thomas going to drive in. Oh, that's a nice move.
Tough move in the paint there, got the roll, drops it in. Boy, Coach Jones would love to have as an inside force.
And I think they got a timeout before the 5-second violation on the inbound pass, so they will stay Roosevelt ball as they take a timeout. I'm going to have to keep an eye to see if Malcolm Thomas is left-handed or right-handed, because he definitely finished with the left there. That was
he's left-handed.
He is left-handed. Okay, so maybe a little bit less impressive, but still a really nice
Takes
move.
a keen eye. Fortunately, I have it. But certainly, if you look at the lineup that we have, a lot of good mid-sized players. Malcolm Thomas has a size none of our other players have. We've got some 6'5", 6'6", but Malcolm, he's got a big upside, as they say.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Him and Charles Thomas, too, sophomore on the bench. We'll see if how much action he gets this season, but he's also got some height to him.
There's one thing you got to keep in mind, even though there was summer league and fall workouts, this is all new to Coach Jones. Yeah, he was over at St. Stephen, St. Agnes up until whatever, end of May, early June, whatever it was that things were finalized. So he's still learning about these guys, and many of them have been here 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good point. Some of these guys were on this team as sophomores with former Mike Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Went through the transition year last year with Pete Strickland as the interim head coach, and now they're playing for their third coach in 3 years. You know, that's a lot for Coach Jones to handle, but also a lot for these players to adjust to.
Stags again, always pressuring.
And they're going to call that a charge on the offense. Great defense by Darius Vance under the basket. Maybe it looks a little worse for wear, but got the job done.
It was either lousy defense on the perimeter or great team defense in that they set him up. He was like a freight train going down the lane. Darius Vance gave up his body, stepped in and took the charge.
Prashant Hill, step back, fade away, and it's good. Over the outstretched arm of Giovanni Sanford. And I don't think
nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows, and it looks like maybe one of them started to. Yeah, they're going to call a jump ball on that one.
Can we show them the replay? Can we throw the red flag there?
I'm about to watch to see what the replay says in just a second, and it looks like that was out. It looks like it was out on Roosevelt, but
there's an unbiased opinion. All right. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
So
Stags get it the side out.
Yeah, DeMatha will get the ball, but they will lose the possession arrow here. Vance to McElveen for three, and it's good. DeMatha extends their 1-point lead. It's their biggest lead of the night so far, 13-9. Some full court defense here as Prashant Hill gets back. Malcolm Thomas is already there.
That was A.J. McCleary there. Nice little set by the Stags. Baseline screen.
Yes.
Once again, Stags getting after it, forcing them out further and further. Wow. Wow.
The other end, A.J. McCleary finishes it off.
Darius Vance threading the needle, a pass he probably never should have thrown. But the Stags able to convert, all right? Good little sequence for the Stags. We got 1:29 to go. DeMatha 15, Eleanor Roosevelt 9.
You know, we've seen this before this season, even just on Thursday against Coolidge. DeMatha started off, it was only, I think, 13-9 at the end of the first quarter, but DeMatha wound up blowing out Coolidge when all was said and done. I forget the final score. I know Coolidge had like 37 points, and I think we were well into the 70s. So it was a pretty big win for the Stags. Once the shots start falling, they get into a rhythm. We've also seen that during the preseason. DeMatha played a lot of really good teams during the preseason, a lot of competitive basketball, and they held their own and then some.
Well, they're going to play a lot of guys, all right? So over the course of the game, and talking with Mike this morning, he said, nobody's going to be better shape than us. So we're going to wear them down. If you look at first half versus second half, there's usually a bigger gap in the second half.
And the inbounds pass, Prashant Hill is there, passes it off to McCleary. He's going to pass it around. A little too strong by Cade Sebastian, no good. And a great job by McCleary on defense. Just snuck up behind his man and poked it free. It'll stay on that end of the court with Roosevelt.
Cade Sebastian ready to hit that first shot there. Adrenaline might have been pumping through his veins there.
Whitley will inbound, gets it to Sanford. Entry pass, good defense by Malcolm Thomas.
That's
or
why
maybe not good defense. They're going to call him for the foul.
Well, that's twice Eleanor Roosevelt picked up easy fouls on us with that high-low set. And you're going to make up your mind you're going to get around in front, or if you're going to play behind, play behind. But you can't play behind and try and make a play.
Yeah. So we'll do it again. Another inbound pass for Roosevelt coming up. As Malcolm Thomas checks out. And the entry pass to Toby Raji, no good, but a foul called. This one is on Cade Sebastian. Raji will shoot a pair. First one a little short and rimmed out. Second one off to the right, off the backboard and no good. Rebounded Darius Vance. Vance to Prashant Hill for three. Not quite there.
It's okay. Good decision. Made the right play.
Yes.
Prashant hit his last shot. Prashant feeling it.
Yeah. Not making those last two, but a couple of nice shots. Good looks for Prashant Hill. Sure, he'll get some more good looks as the game goes on. And that's going to be a defensive foul. Another one on Cade Sebastian. See what Coach Jones does here. He's going to leave him in for the time being. This one on the baseline. 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. DeMatha opened the scoring with a three-pointer by Mason So. Roosevelt went on a 9-0 run, and since then it's been all Stags. 12-0 run. And it's not going to end just here as Darius Vance wrestles the ball away, gets it to Prashant Hill. Couldn't quite get it to go, but he will take the foul and shoot two.
A little bit of a bailout there. Stags had numbers on the break. The drop of Prashant. Pretty big guy, 6'5", 6'6". Went with that fade away. Maybe they don't call that foul all the time. Take it in. You get your shot block, get your shot block. But make your best move.
Hill's first free throw. That's a nice stroke on that free throw. Just rolled right off the fingertips, nothing but net.
Well, he's had a couple good looks. He knocked down one. He hit a couple of good balls, but he spins it really well.
Second one, good. Nothing but net again.
Stags a little diamond press here, looking to trap.
And that one is a 5-second penalty, or 5-second violation rather, and DeMatha will take the ball once again on the baseline. 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Vance inbounds to Adam Fox. A.J. McCleary lost control, but it's out of bounds off of Roosevelt.
Stags trying to swing the ball. A.J. just didn't rip it through there. Roosevelt, like us, very aggressive, up in our face defensively. So you bring it through, public territory there. You got to be a little bit stronger with it.
Vance works it around outside, passes it off. And they're going to call an offensive foul. That is the third foul in the last few minutes on Cade Sebastian. And they're going to get Mason So up and ready to come in.
I can almost hear Coach Woot in the background saying, don't jump the pass. A little bit of penetration instead of landing on 2 feet. Got up in the air. Made a good read on a kick out, but he ran over a Roosevelt player.
Roosevelt gets the inbound, and nice job there by Whitley. Gets the ball up court, but Roosevelt a little too anxious on the on offense and transition. They lose control out of bounds.
Adam Fox with a great job. Eleanor Roosevelt had numbers on the break. He was the goalie back there by himself. Faked at the ball, recovered. His job right there is anything but let. Make them make the extra pass. They did, having to go out of bounds. Stags should be able to hold for the last shot, but they've done nothing so far to indicate they're going to be patient about anything.
No, they have not. Let's see if they can here. Vance with the ball, pass it off to So. A little shimmy shake in, and Roosevelt takes over. Nothing there. Can they get one shot off? There's a foul on the floor. And that will stop the Stags transition opportunity with 0.8 seconds in the quarter. And that was the 7th foul on the Stags, so we are now in the bonus for Roosevelt.
The foul was on Roosevelt.
So okay. So yeah, we are in the bonus for Roosevelt.
If we got to shoot every time we fouled, it would really change the game.
Whew. Yeah, they got me a little turned around there, but DeMatha inbounds. Hill quickly puts it up. No good. Not sure if it would have counted anyway. But DeMatha on a 14-0 run to end the first quarter, and they lead 17-9. Another little bit of a low-scoring quarter in part because the Stags really struggled to maintain control of the ball on offense, especially during the first half of that opening frame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, certainly if I'm Coach Jones, I'm looking, and whatever the number is, I'm sure somebody has it, 8 turnovers or whatever it was. As we move on and we get into league play, which will start, they actually have 2 league games right before Christmas, Good Counsel and St. Mary's Riken, and then January and February, a steady diet of that. You can't turn over the ball. So it's not uncommon these games in December have 18 turnovers, 20 turnovers, everybody's playing up and down, but gradually the game, it slows to a crawl where that ball becomes so valuable. It's like gold. You can't turn it over because not only you don't get to score, the other team generally gets a 2-on-1. A live ball turnover is a killer.
Yep.
I did get to see the Stags scrimmage. They scrimmaged Maria Goretti, but the gym was set up for Father James to celebrate his 50th year as a priest. So they played in the old gym. It took me back. I never coached in the new gym. So to be in the old gym, my son Brian was there, my grandson Keller was there, and he's at the age now he's starting to figure stuff out. But just being there in the bleachers, we played a lot of home games there. And the people up in the railing, we had the end zone bleachers, and so that was kind of neat.
Yeah, no, kind of glossed over it there, but big anniversary for Father James, 50 years as a priest. Congratulations to him. It's a huge milestone.
Roosevelt ball on the sideline here.
And we will get the second quarter underway with an inbound to Toby Raji. Gets it to Whitley. A lot of guys in one area, but they're going to find Gullidge for 3. And he knocks it down with Jacob Wallace closing. Big 3-pointer there for Roosevelt to end a long run that ended the first quarter for the Stags. And they're going to say Jaden Winston got a piece of it on its way out of bounds. It'll stay Roosevelt ball. That was dangerously close to an over and back. Winston gets the ball anyway and can't quite finish through the contact. He'll shoot 2. Maybe just a little too much finesse as he worked through the foul. Winston's first shot, no good. Caleb Moore checks in for Roosevelt. Sends Toby Raji to the bench for a little while.
Okay, good ball in the first one, just didn't get the roll. Soft shot, rolled around, just fell the wrong way. Got one more. See if we can knock this down, get on track.
And after missing the first one, Winston hits the second. Giovanni Sanford finds a man on the inbound. DeMatha pressing on defense, and I think Jermaine Gullidge might have thought that the referee was on his side there. Just kind of or not. I guess somebody from DeMatha got a piece of it because it's going to stay Roosevelt ball.
Yeah, I think if you're the referee, you have to understand DeMatha's playing full court here, so you got to give spacing. You don't want to be involved in the play.
It was a really athletic move by the referee to stay out of the way of the ball, though. A long pass. Call that downfield. Yeah, there's we do have some kind of audio issues here and there. I'm not sure what was causing that earlier. We were having the same issue during freshman and JV. Might be time for some new headsets. These ones we've been using these for a long time now, Neal.
Evidently, Matt Revkin took the good ones up to
to Bullis.
To Bullis.
I was hoping he would be here for that freshman game against them earlier. No good on that short shot from inside. Winston working inside, gets it out.
Nice job.
And Chris McElveen knocks it down from 3.
Jaden Winston with a good penetration, came to that jump stop, found the open shooter.
Trap defense. Whitley working around and could not get it to Gullidge. Errant pass out of bounds. Now it's Roosevelt who's rushing. Cory and Woram check in for Roosevelt.
Roosevelt looks like a little 1-3-1 here. See if the Stags can shoot a little bit.
McElveen passes to Logan Lewis. Back to McElveen for 3. Almost hit that one, but no good.
Again, made the right play, hit the high post, collapsed the defense.
And it's McElveen on the other side, getting his hands up under the bucket. Prevented the cross-court pass, and then Winston. Oh, man. It was a good-looking shot, and it just refused to go through the basket.
3/4 of the way down, then popped out. You're supposed to get those at home.
Mm-hmm. We had a lot of those last year, Neal. A little bit of deja vu. Roosevelt really struggling to get those inbound passes. Running the clock down. And they're going to call Winston for the foul as Mason So is going to get ready to check in.
Jaden Winston does such a great job pressuring the ball, but that time he tried to make a play on the side. That's where he's got to recover, get back where he's defending the rim. Then he's so good, he can push him back out, but it's hard to make a play on the side of the ball.
Cory and Woram will shoot the free throws here for the Raiders. There's a 1-and-1, no good on the first free throw. Rebound to Malcolm Thomas, and Mason So will bring the ball up court for the Stags. Some crossovers, So gets the ball back from Logan Lewis. Around the back, and a drive in the lane. Tried to get it to Malcolm Thomas, couldn't get enough on it.
It wasn't really a plan there.
No. Whitley, no good, and then strong up with it. Toby Raji will draw the foul.
As you said, Toby's hoping to play at the Naval Academy next year. And Roosevelt, I mean, they're a power in the county every year. He's got players. Brendan O'Connell's his 18th year here. He's got players all over the place. Najee Marshall's, I think it's his 3rd year in the NBA. He's with New Orleans. Gus Okafor with Wichita State. Isaiah Gross, Coppin State. Cameron Brown, I remember him. He's at St. Joseph's. Kyle Rose at Fordham. Yame Butler's at Drexel, and Quincy Mincy is at UMass Lowell. So Roosevelt generates players every year.
Oh, absolutely. That's what happens when you're in that DMV hotbed.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much any team from this area is going to have a lot of talent playing at the collegiate level, if not the NBA level. Mason So gives it to Jaden Winston, and he'll put it in.
Again, great defense by the Stags. Easy layup.
And on the other end, they're going to call the defensive foul on Logan Lewis.
He was back. He just didn't take it the right way. Kind of stood up like a top and just fell over as opposed to defending the basket, getting a little wider, shoulder stance, taking it in the chest.
Yeah, and a good job by Giovanni Sanford to finish through that contact. Made the basket, but he'll miss the and one. And then it looks like they got number 14, Cory and Warham, for the over the back on the other end. And that now puts DeMatha in the double bonus. Roosevelt in the bonus, DeMatha in the double bonus. And Logan Lewis will go to the line to shoot 2. Looked like the referee signaled 1 and 1, but that should be, or no, I'm sorry. Roosevelt is in the double bonus. DeMatha is just in the bonus, so it was a 1 and 1. Doesn't matter. Logan Lewis gets the first one. Made the second one as well. DeMatha with a 27-16 lead. Couldn't quite complete that pass to Amari Wright.
Good job by Jaden Winston. Stags on the break, had numbers. Jaden penetrated, the help came over. Dropped it off to Logan, who'll go to the line again.
Yeah, Logan Lewis took a big hit there. Slow to get up. And DeMatha, I think, takes the timeout here. It'll give him a chance to recover. Oh, no. Timeout was called by Roosevelt. That'll still work out in Logan Lewis's favor. He may want those few seconds to calm himself before he steps to the line.
Mm-hmm. So, Cory, pretty good year for you. Starts off, when was your marriage?
Marriage was July 10th.
Okay. Anything else happened this year?
A few things, you know.
Go ahead.
October 29th, cross-country team. Wins the WCAC title, first time in 16 years.
And that, what day of the week was that?
That was a Saturday.
What happened Sunday?
Next day, I got inducted into the Hall of Fame and joined you on that board. Of course, they haven't gotten my plaque up there yet. That'll come with the new year. But I'll be up there. I tried to lobby for them to put it right next to yours. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? But congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I've been married for 40 years, so I'm smart enough to know I'm not going to ask you to rank those 3 events. Because there's only one correct answer.
There is only one correct answer. If I want to go home tonight.
Now, this is totally self-serving. Just shout out to my man, Kellen Robert, my grandson. I mentioned his name twice already, but evidently he was getting ice cream or something like that. So he missed that, or he was playing Crazy Eights or something like that. But
back from the timeout, Logan Lewis shoot the first of 2 free throws. Makes the first one. He hit both free throws in a 1-and-1 situation his last trip to the line, less than a minute ago. And Lewis was 2 for 2 again.
And of course, when we make the foul shots, we get to set up the pressure.
Drive inside, great defense between Lewis and Malcolm Thomas, but they're going to say Lewis fouled him on the shot. I thought he got the ball.
Well, you can get the ball. I didn't see the foul from here, and I'm a little bit biased, but it's not like a block punt.
And Warham will shoot free throws. No good on the first one. Short off the front of the rim.
Because I'm going to say we played 12, 13 guys already. We got a lot of guys on that bench with their shirts off.
Yeah,
they've already been in the game.
I'm still having to look down at my roster from time to time for some of these guys who either were not on the team last year or didn't get a lot of minutes. At the alley-oop, Jaden Winston to Malcolm Thomas.
Set play. A lob over the top.
McElveen with the defense to Isaiah Arnold. Bad entry pass, though, kind of split the difference between Thomas and McElveen.
Whoa.
And Roosevelt once, they wanted a goaltend on Malcolm Thomas on the other end.
It was one of those blocks where you didn't expect it, so you're wondering if it was goaltending because it was
And
so
I don't
tremendous.
even know if we needed it because I don't think that had any chance of going into the basket anyway.
Well, if he was going to bank it, it hadn't reached its apex yet.
Oh, Nico Crumpler-Peoples lost his footing. Turnover, and Jaden Winston too short on the floater, but gets his own rebound, and before even coming back to the floor, puts it back up and in.
One-handed tip by Jaden, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the first tip of his career as a DeMatha player. You don't normally get the point guards with the tipping. Big guys, yes.
No, a couple big plays for him after the assist on the alley-oop, and then he gets his own rebound and puts it in. But they interrupted me as I was saying, I'm still having to look down at my notes from time to time because we have a lot of guys on the team who were not on the roster last year or didn't get a lot of minutes. And so I'm having to reacquaint myself with some of them or for the first time acquaint myself with these players. And Mike Jones just keeps swapping new guys in. My head is spinning here in this first half. We're almost halfway through the second quarter. DeMatha.
Well, the back screen lob to Malcolm Thomas, that was out of the old Mike Jones playbook. Virginia Tech Mike Jones used to love plays like that. Back screen over the top.
Roosevelt needs to get it across. They do. But now they're in a little bit of trouble. Good find under the basket. And Logan Lewis couldn't close in time as Toby Raja puts it up and in. On the other end, Chris McElveen catches, turns around, no good. It was still a good look for him, and it looked like he got his feet set pretty well. Isaiah Arnold turns him over. Logan Lewis thought about doing it himself. He does do it himself. Lewis with the turnaround.
Kept his pivot, went with a little half jump hook there.
Oh, 360 jump hook there.
Not sure that's one he works on a lot, but it went in.
Logan Lewis there in the passing lane. Lost control on the fast break. For three with Jaden Winston coming from behind, and it looks like they may have gotten Winston for the foul. It got a piece of his hand, and that is going to send, I believe that was Jermaine Gullich who was taking the shot. It was. So that'll send him to the line to shoot three.
Yeah, Jaden trailing the play. He was hustling again. He just needed to contest that, make him shoot it a hair quicker.
First shot is good for Gullich. He's got two more on the way. Shot out one of our, a huge, full line change coming for DeMatha. 5 players fresh off the bench will come into the game.
A little tribute to Matt Revkin there. We're having a line change.
Mason So checks in. Charles Thomas, who I mentioned earlier, checks in. Prashant Hill is in the game. Cade Sebastian checks back in. He's got 3 fouls, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And Adam Fox also in the game for the Stags. All 3 shots good on that trip to the line for Gullich. Adam Fox put his shoulder down, and they're going to call that a defensive foul. And Fox, oh no, I'm sorry, offensive on Adam Fox.
Probably would have got away with it. He wasn't in a great position, but they went with the shoulder dip there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little harder to get away with those. I thought that it was on Fox, but then he held up the 2 fingers, and I forgot that Fox was wearing 11. Ooh, that pass didn't even give his guy an opportunity to catch it inbounds.
No touch there, so Stags will get it on the baseline.
Yep. Sebastian is going to handle the inbound here. And, ooh, nice job to get that out there to Charles Thomas. Left it over the baseline, and Thomas with a nice job to catch it. So couldn't quite get the roll off the rim.
Good move, just a little strong.
And now they're going to call him for the foul, reach in. Oh, maybe not. I think they might have. They did get Mason So. I don't think it was a reach in that they called, but regardless, with Roosevelt in the double bonus, that's going to send Gullidge to the line to shoot 2.
First one's a little strong. And that's one I think Coach Jones would wish Mason had held back on. He got a foul early, so now you got your second foul, 2:45 to go. 80 feet from the bucket. Just played a good defense pressure. Roosevelt's kicking it around pretty good, so you just keep them in front. They've had a bunch of turnovers.
So Winston working it across midcourt, gets it out to Adam Fox. He passes it up. Prashant Hill got it up, made the bucket. It was a deep 2, and he'll go to the line to shoot one more off the foul.
Prashant Hill guy, one of those guys, didn't get much playing time last year. He's added kind of that Carmelo Anthony thing to face up, little jab step, one dribble pull up. 2:32 to go, 37-23. Stags are up.
Get a couple new players in the game for Roosevelt, including number 12, Mason Douglas. Sanford with the rebound off the missed free throw. Ooh, nice hop step, and they're going to call him for a travel, so a little too nice there by Sanford.
That's one thing. I've seen a lot of basketball. I can never tell.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a travel.
He went a long way, but yeah. Roosevelt giving DeMatha a taste of their own medicine. They're going to double team Jaden Winston.
Doesn't matter. Winston gets the inbound pass. Ooh, great pass inside. Charles Thomas finishes it off.
Good look by Jaden Winston. Found Charles Thomas in the middle of the defense, was able to lay it in.
On the other end, a dunk by Toby Raji. There's a little bit of energy to this Roosevelt crowd in the gym today. And we're going to get a foul long before the drive and lay-in opportunity for Jaden Winston. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2, as that has put Roosevelt into the double bonus. Or rather, has put us into the double bonus. Has put Roosevelt over 10 fouls. First shot good for Jaden Winston. Second one rims out. And he's looking up at that rim. Like,
He'll be in here tomorrow with the maintenance crew at the level.
It's like, what did I ever do to you? Bucket for Roosevelt, and Winston is going to pass that one outside as he runs along. And another offensive foul on DeMatha, another foul on Cade Sebastian. That is his 4th foul of the game now. He's
a sophomore. He's going to learn. But same mistake he made before, getting in there, a little out of control, gets rid of the ball, but he runs over Roosevelt. And you know Roosevelt's going to take charges. They've already taken at least 3.
So a little bit of a historic moment here as number 3, Ashton Meeks, the one freshman on DeMatha's varsity roster, makes his first appearance of the game, his first appearance in a home game as a DeMatha Stag.
Had a really good summer for the Stags, evidently a great shooter.
Inbound to Bryson Whitley. He's going to work against Chris McElveen. Pass it up, an open look in the corner. No good by Jermaine Gullidge. And after a little bit of fighting for the ball, it's going to be DeMatha basketball. And Amari Wright is going to check back into the game for the Raiders for Giovanni Sanford.
Roosevelt again coming up with some pressure.
McElveen gets it to Thomas. To specify Charles Thomas.
Whoa.
And too strong. Big man puts it way over Ashton Meek's head and out of bounds.
It's one of those things, you make the decision, you're going to take it over deeper. You don't want to pick it up in that corner there where you're really quadruple teamed.
Giovanni Sanford up, rejected by Charles Thomas. Ashton Meeks for three. Couldn't quite get it to fall. And a jump ball, Chris McElveen, a nice job tying up Toby Raji. DeMatha ball. Inbound to McElveen. Jaden Winston gets it back to Ashton Meeks. He gets another opportunity and once again hits the rim, but no good.
Two good balls, just didn't go down. 45 seconds ago.
Oh, Meeks really putting some pressure on there with McElveen, but that's going to leave a lane open for Bryson Whitley to drive in and make the layup. Oh. Took him out of his rhythm there, but it doesn't matter. Ashton Meeks for three. His first 3 points at home as a Stag.
Only a freshman, but I think he understands his role.
And good job on the other end by Gullidge to get the lay-in off the basket. That was a really impressive shot by Meeks because that was not a great pass by Winston to him. Jaden Winston takes it himself. Prashant Hill skies for the rebound. Can't get his own putback, or rather can't get the putback. That's going to be out on Roosevelt. DeMatha keeps possession, only 6/10 on the clock. Winston. Can he find somebody? Gets it to Hill and could not get it up. Wanted the foul, but doesn't get it.
A little bit of action there.
Yeah.
Stags out a chance. So we got 43-31 at the half. A game of runs, right?
Yeah.
Eleanor Roosevelt gets out up 9-3. Stags come back. The Stags have kind of been in control. Maybe got a little sloppy here in the last couple of minutes, but a lot to talk about for both teams at half. And I think in both locker rooms.
Absolutely.
They'll be stressing, valuing the basketball.
And we will be talking a little bit more about that and everything we saw from the first half and more when we come back in just a little while. We're going to take a short break here for halftime. Stick with us right here on DM Stags TV. Cory Puffett with Neal Murphy. We'll be back. And we are back here in the Morgan and Kathy Wooten Gymnasium, for the start of the second half here of DeMatha's home opener. Got a new man on the camera, at least temporarily, while we wait for our starter to get back from his break. And it looks like he is back, so make our switch again. But we'll get started here after a strong first half performance by the Stags. A little bit sloppy at times, but so it was for Roosevelt as well. Mason So got the scoring started with a three-pointer, had some trouble finding a shot after that, but he has been relentless on defense. He's in the game to start the second half as DeMatha has their entire starting lineup back on the floor, but Roosevelt will get things started here in the second half with a long two.
Toby Raji again cleaning it up. He did some damage on the offensive boards in the first half. Stags have to find him, put a body on him.
Mason So is called for the offensive foul. The charge as he tried to dish that out to Jaden Winston. Had a few of those for DeMatha, just trying to drive into the lane and then kick it out, but getting a little too deep.
Yeah, so now we look at a couple seconds into the game. He gets his first foul. He got the ticky-tack foul, 80 feet from the bucket with 2 minutes to go in the half. And then at the 7:25 mark, we pick up our third.
Bryson Whitley gives it off to Amari Wright. And he's going to drive himself. Almost got it off the backboard, but no good. Pass up court by Isaiah Arnold. And it's going to be waved off as it's another charge. This one called on Chris McElveen.
Well, here's the thing, and Coach Jones is playing a lot of players. If I'm on the bench, I'm watching the game. There's two things going on. One, Roosevelt is defending the basket. They're going to take charges. Second thing is the referees are calling the charges.
Yes.
You know, if they had called some of those a block, maybe they stop sticking their nose in there.
And there is a big block by Malcolm Thomas. And it looks like Amari Wright came down awkwardly. A little bit of pain. He will get to his feet and walk it off, but grabbing at his back. And I think he's going to take a breather.
Yeah, Malcolm Thomas, forceful block there. Then Amari Wright's momentum took him in and then unfortunately bounced off the floor there.
Yeah. Whitley gets it in, and Cory and Warham, fresh in off the bench, able to knock it down. No good off that corner of the rim. McElveen couldn't hit it, and Roosevelt with a chance to cut into that lead even further. Gullidge gets it off. Nice pass around, but quick hands by Malcolm Thomas. They're going to say that Chris McElveen, when he tried to save that, had his foot on the line, out of bounds. That'll stay with Roosevelt.
Pretty good job by three of the Stags on the rotation, being there to help. It'd be great if we get that fourth and fifth guy in there because we play so fast, guys are looking to sneak out a little bit. Jaden Winston with the steal and the layup.
Yeah, turnover a little bit too high for Gullidge to come down with it. And now they got to get that out, but Chris McElveen and Jaden Winston working together. And Toby Raji was left all alone down court, and once Roosevelt had possession, it was over. Raji slams it through. Back to an 8-point lead for the Stags. And that almost a travel. McElveen just did save it, but
lost his balance a little
Yeah.
bit, kept his pivot foot. Referee called 3 seconds in the lane and tried to regain his balance.
yeah.
Stags need to stop here. A little bit stagnant offense, see if the defense can generate some offense.
And there's the 5-second violation on Roosevelt. They've come very close to that a few times. This is the second time it's been called on them, or a third time. I may have lost count. Jaden Winston will inbound for the Stags. And he's going to put that up for Chris McElveen. Back to Winston. Winston to Malcolm Thomas. Good defense by Raji.
Good setup by Jaden Winston. Malcolm just wasn't quite sure how he wanted to finish there.
Jermaine Gullich can't get it to fall from 3, but that's going to be a foul on Isaiah Arnold. It's like blow to the head. I'm not sure what that call is. Not just a simple over the back, I guess, but that's going to be Roosevelt ball. Already 3 fouls against DeMatha here in the second half. None on the Raiders. Inbound and oh! That's going to be goaltending on Malcolm Thomas. I was going to say that one looked like it was already on the descent.
A little too easy for Toby Raji.
Yes, it was.
Malcolm followed him and trailed him to the hoop. He was able to get to the rim. He's asserting himself inside.
He is. He was just a little bit late that time. Arnold gives it back to Winston, and now we will finally get a call on Roosevelt here in this second half. This one on to Cory and Warham. Amari Wright will check in for him. McElveen gets it to Winston in the corner to Isaiah Arnold. He's going to drive along the baseline. Oh, that might have been about to fall, and I think that was Charles Thomas who went up and knocked it out.
We're a long way away, but certainly it looked like it was on the rim, going to fall the right way.
Somebody got their hand up there, and I'm pretty sure that if it had been a Roosevelt player, that would have been a goaltend. So I have to believe that that was Charles Thomas. Isaiah Arnold going to shoot the 3. That one no good. And Malcolm Thomas chasing it down, and it's going to be out of bounds on him. Roosevelt ball. Good energy, though, by Malcolm Thomas. Mason Douglas, sophomore, will check in for Roosevelt, sending Amari Wright back to the bench. And then also number 12 for DeMatha, A.J. McCleary will check into the game for Chris McElveen. So both of them 12 subbing in for 21. Not that that really means anything, but...
Cory, remember, I'm the numbers guy. Okay?
Good hands, but not enough to prevent the complete pass to Jermaine Gullich, who finds Toby Raji for 2.
Jermaine Gullich, great penetration, drew the help, dropped it off the big guy. Toby was able to finish inside.
Step back 3, and that is good by A.J. McCleary.
Good penetration, kick out to the corner.
And Coach Jones has a concern about something. He's talking to the ref down there. I'm not sure what he was upset about, but we're going to get
looks like timeout DeMatha. He was pointing up like to the shot clock. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there. So 48-41. And you got to remember, for Eleanor Roosevelt, this is their first game of the year. So in that first half, they played a lot like it in terms of not securing the ball, kind of wide open, a lot of turnovers, etc. Settling it down now. They're getting a lot of stuff out of Toby Raji inside, either him cleaning it up on offensive rebounds or penetration like the last play where we go to help. They drop it off to the big guy for the easy finish.
DeMatha was down 9-3 early. They went on a 14-0 run to the end of the first quarter, and it looked like they were in charge of this game, but Roosevelt keeping this close, not letting DeMatha pull away any further. It's been right around that 8-point lead all quarter. Right now it's at 7. Both teams have been playing a high pace, high energy kind of basketball today. Times it's gotten sloppy, a little bit rushed, a little anxious. But it certainly has been exciting, Neal.
Yep. Sags dropping down a little 1-2-2 zone, it looks like. Now, one of the things, if you know what this DeMatha team, what their identity is, I wouldn't be surprised if they did some trapping out of this or something which would fit in with their aggressive nature.
Whitley and Wright back and forth. Wright in a bit of trouble. Gets it to Toby Raji and open in the corner for 3. No good, Mason Douglas, and Logan Lewis comes out of the pile with it. Some good passing by the Stags, and Isaiah Arnold is the one to finish it off.
Isaiah Arnold with the finish, but the big thing was the kick-ahead pass by Logan Lewis to start the break. Gave us a nice 2-on-1. Sometimes 3 is just too many.
Oh, what a great play by DeMatha. Isaiah Arnold started it by saving the ball out of bounds, tipping it back to Jaden Winston, who found A.J. McCleary ahead for the easy layup.
And Stags in this zone.
And some more good defense by the Stags. A.J. McCleary again with the ball up ahead. Logan Lewis to Jaden Winston for 3. Can't get it to fall, but Prashant Hill there with the board.
Prashant Hill, great effort. I watched as the ball was in the air. A lot of guys would just kind of wander in and accept the block out. He moved to get even with the guy blocking him out, was able to get the ball for the rebound. He'll be rewarded with 2 foul shots.
Prashant Hill was a monster on the offensive glass last year as a junior. And now as a senior, seeing more of the same here tonight. First free throw for Hill is good.
Then Stags in that 1-2-2.
Yep. Whitley across court, and I'm not sure what Mason Douglas saw there as he was trying to pass it back kind of through the lane.
Great job by Jaden Winston on the penetration. Instead of standing out of the perimeter, stuck his nose in there, was able to get his hands on the ball and knock it out of bounds.
Pass along the baseline, gets it in. Back in the corner, Mason Douglas off the top of the backboard. And then a foul before the shot. And they're calling that on Chris McElveen, or rather A.J. McCleary.
Roosevelt ball on the baseline. Stags, your standard 2-3 zone on the inbounds.
Once again, finds the corner, and this time Mason Douglas is good from 3.
Prashant a little bit slow getting out, and then he didn't contest. Just make him shoot it a little bit quicker than he wants to.
Corner 3 of DeMatha's own, no good, but Hill there for the rebound. Going up, getting his own rebounds.
Prashant Hill doing his Moses Malone impersonation there.
Yeah,
second and third effort.
Took a hard fall to the floor. But he's up, looks okay.
Yeah, they'll give him 2, rewarded for his hard work.
And a 10-point lead becomes an 11-point lead for the Stags. Hill makes his first free throw. He's got one more coming. A bit of an errant pass by the referee on that one. And Hill no good, high off the back iron. Amari Wright with the rebound, gets it to Bryson Whitley, back to Wright, back to Whitley. Whitley driving, and Hill on the back pedal. Could not defend that one. Whitley to the basket, good for 2.
He was there, didn't think he had position, didn't want to take it.
Good exit pass there. And an even better pass down in the lane by Isaiah Arnold, but Logan Lewis can't take advantage.
Ooh.
And now a travel on Roosevelt.
Logan Lewis unable to finish, but great read by Isaiah Arnold. Got in the lane, drew the help, little pocket pass. Logan's got to be thinking, I'm either going to score or get fouled on that one.
Mari Wright was rolling around a little bit with the ball and got called for the travel. Darius Vance in the game. He'll inbound to Adam Fox. Logan Lewis. Back to Isaiah Arnold. No good from three. And let's see. Looks like this foul is going to be against Roosevelt.
Yeah, A.J. McCleary, again, Stags starting to assert themselves on the offensive board. Pershan Hill got the line a couple times. A.J. McCleary said, yeah, this will work. So good shot by Isaiah Arnold, unable to knock it down, but Stags retain possession with the offensive rebound.
That inbound to Adam Fox seems to be working for the Stags. Logan Lewis tries to recover possession of the ball. He does. And Isaiah Arnold for three from the corner.
Great look by A.J. Isaiah Arnold. One of the things Coach Jones talked about is Isaiah's a shooter. He's got to be ready for the shot before the ball gets there. Can't catch it and reset. Adam Fox with the take. Great job.
And on the other end, good defense by Adam Fox is rewarded as he takes the charge. Foul is on Bryson Whitley. Closing in on the final minute of the third quarter.
Stags up 58-46. We're at that point here where, you know, if we can build on it, get 14 or 16 points, something like that, we're in pretty good shape. Certainly we want to have Eleanor Roosevelt cut it to under 10 and give them hope for the fourth quarter.
And Darius Vance down there wiping up the floor. And he'll take the inbound pass from Logan Lewis. Working against Amari Wright. Passes it up to Arnold. Vance drives, kicks it out. Thinking better of it, Adam Fox passes it away again to A.J. McCleary. Vance got into the lane and found himself in a heap of trouble. Couldn't get it out of there. And it's a turnover. Roosevelt ball. Quickly up the court, in the corner. And it's good. Jermaine Gullidge.
Gullidge certainly a guy that DeMatha needs to find.
And Gullidge with the quick hands on the other end, able to get in there and swipe it away. Logan Lewis trying to find Isaiah Arnold. But then looks like did they get somebody for a foul on that?
Yeah, foul on the Stags.
Okay.
15 foul, so it'll be possession. 33.9 seconds to go in the third quarter. And again, that's what we were talking about. Stags are up 12. Now they're up 9. Roosevelt's got possession. Let's see if they're going to take the last shot. They can almost run the clock down. I just don't think either team is capable of doing that.
A little too tight a defense by Isaiah Arnold.
I think if Isaiah was a little more patient there, the offensive player was going to go with the hook. He had his wing out there. He was going to try and hook and get around him. Let the offense create the contact. 28.1. We got 25 on the shot clock.
And DeMatha with a substitution. First action of the day for Christian Tate.
Actually, that's Cole Bowser.
Yeah, that's Cole Bowser. He's wearing Christian's number tonight. Or should I say Christian's number that we have on the roster. Got to remember, this is basketball. I can look at the faces too, not just the numbers. Oh, man. Couldn't get it to fall. Jermaine Gullidge.
10 seconds, plenty of time for the Stags.
Slowing it down. Three-pointer, no good. Bowser rather went up.
Good effort. Got to the ball for the rebound. 2 seconds to go.
We'll get a full court shot most likely here for Roosevelt. He did get it off in time, but couldn't get it to fall. and it will be a 9-point lead for the Stags in the fourth quarter. Teams will get a quick moment on their benches, gather with their coaches.
Pace is still pretty good, but not quite the pace that we saw in the first half, and I got to imagine that's partly because of whatever went on in the locker rooms at halftime. In terms of defense is still there, DeMatha wreaking havoc. Certainly what they need to do is slow down the offense. They can still push it, but make the easy play. Make the easy play, get the open shots. They'll be in good shape.
How much do you think it's factoring in the fact that this is the Stags' fourth game in 6 days?
They're 16 and 17-year-old kids. They don't get tired. And again, we're playing a lot of guys, right?
Yep.
So I don't know how many we looked at, but I got to figure we had about 13 guys. As I look down the list.
There's not very many names who have not been on the floor yet. Josiah Massaquoi hasn't made it in the game yet.
We got 19 names on the roster, and I think 15 of them have played.
Yeah.
All right. So, and I think that's Coach Jones's philosophy in that we're going to play a lot of guys. We're going to play hard. And we're going to wear them down because most teams are going to play 6, 7, 8 guys, maybe 9. Certainly depends on personnel.
Jaden Winston gets it off and way off the mark. Cade Sebastian, no good. And we're going to get a jump ball here.
Jump ball, go to Roosevelt.
Amari Wright was tying it up. He'll handle inbound responsibilities here to Bryson Whitley. And this is probably the slowest we've seen the ball advance up to midcourt tonight. Just got it across ahead of the 10-second count. In the corner, no good. Gullidge, we haven't seen him take many threes from this corner. He's been on the other side most of the night.
But he's made a number, and he's a guy we have to know where he is.
Yes. DeMatha swinging it around. Jaden Winston takes the three.
Big bucket, big bucket.
Snaps the strings with that one.
Again, that offensive set maybe a little bit slower. Good ball reversal. Great shot by Jaden. Backspin and everything.
No good there, but good defense by Gullidge. And another tie-up. Jaden Winston not letting Amari Wright take possession, and this time DeMatha will get the ball on the jump ball. Winston with it. DeMatha continue to swing it around. And they're going to get the same shot that Winston took earlier, this time with Cole Bowser, but no good. And they're going to call A.J. McCleary for the foul that time. He can't believe it.
And that's number 7, so
yep,
Roosevelt will go down 1-1 on the line. Good shot. Tough situation for the sophomore. But those are the shots you want. Those are shots that he's going to knock down when we get to January and February.
Cory and Warham can't hit it, and they're going to call that one out of bounds on Toby Raji. DeMatha ball.
I think we got a good whistle there.
Yeah, that one could have gone either way. Winston, a lane opens up, and he takes it coast to coast.
Stags that kind of run that little handoff on the side a couple times. He just kept it. Looked like Daniel Jones running around the end. Wow.
Nice hook by Toby Raji. Winston stops, pops it high off the back iron, no good. But a rebound and a putback by Cole Bowser.
Nice rebound. I like the way he gathered himself. Ooh.
And on the other end, A.J. McCleary could not get back and get position. A lot of contact. Bryson Whitley is going to go to the line as he walks that one off.
Bryson kind of veered off. The referee blew the whistle and then thought about what he was going to do because everybody was looking at him at the call, and I think he was going to call a charge, and then he changed his mind. Cole Bowser, though, was saying he got a nice offensive rebound, but then took his time, showed good composure to gather himself and finish inside. 65-51. We got 5:50 to go.
Student section getting into it a little bit here, but Whitley knocks down his first free throw anyway. Malcolm Thomas to check back in for Adam Fox. Skips his way to the line. He's ready to go. You can tell Malcolm Thomas loves to play basketball. Second shot good by Whitley.
Bryson Whitley has not decided on the school. Coach O'Connell says he's got a lot of Division IIs after him. Yeah, I think he definitely played Division I. Good feel for the game, big, strong body.
Winston feeds to Malcolm Thomas. Spacing wasn't great there on offense, and he got into a little bit of traffic. Whitley gives it off. And good defense. Cade Sebastian with the takeaway, puts it up front, and Jaden Winston just a little short. I think he was expecting the contact. It didn't come, and
looked like he tried to short arm it and went off the wrong foot.
Yep. And now Jaden Winston runs all the way down near the locker rooms. He's going in trying to get that takeaway on the high pass. Doesn't matter. It's going to be Stag's ball anyway.
Jim Key, one of my former students and a former basketball manager, is here. Jim has retired from 3 different jobs already. I don't know how that works out. I'm still working. But put his time in with the fire department and has done other things since that.
Jacob Wallace in the game now for DeMatha. Oh, tried to feed A.J. McCleary, and McCleary couldn't quite get a handle on it. Went through his hands.
Yeah, Jacob Wallace, his brother Josh Wallace, played. I had both Josh and Jameer Young in my trig class the 1 year.
Wow.
Josh, two-way player in terms of playing football. He's playing football up at UMass.
Yeah.
But also a very good basketball player.
Very good basketball player, yeah. He was also a really good video broadcast student. He took this class. Mason So with it, driving in. He's going to give it up to Malcolm Thomas. Went in, wanted the dunk. That was closed off to him. And Cade Sebastian no good, and Roosevelt with the rebound. Some good ball movement there, goes to waste. Sebastian with the takeaway. Mason So pushing it up court.
Good kick
Sebastian
out.
for
Good
3.
Kick out.
Too strong on that one. He's gotten some good looks today. Hasn't knocked him down, but if he continues to put him up with the good shots throughout the season, they'll start falling. A lot of spinning around there for Roosevelt. Nothing to do there. Mason So to Malcolm Thomas. Tried to get the angle, couldn't do it. Bowser with the rebound. And Jacob Wallace to So.
Looked like Jacob wanted to shoot that deep ball, but he kind of looked over the bench for approval.
No good by So. Thomas couldn't clean it up. And on the other end, a nice move to get in and lay that up off the glass to Cory and Warham.
Again, we're still at that same level, right around 10 points. You know, DeMatha gets it up to 12, and then Roosevelt make a couple plays and get it back to inside of double figures or at double figures. So 3:21 to go, and here may be the hard part. Do we keep playing the way we were at that high pace, or do we start to play a little time and score as we're up 10 with 3:21 to go?
It does seem like the pace has slowed down a little bit for both teams, but particularly for DeMatha here in this fourth quarter. So I imagine we're going to continue to see some of that, but I just don't know if it's really in this team's DNA to slow it down much more than we've seen so far.
Yeah, and that's one of the challenges of a new coach in terms of to establish their identity in terms of this is how we're going to play, and we're going to do it from day one. And do you look at this game, or do you look at the big picture as where we want to be in February, where we want to be next year, where we want to be in 10 years, or how does DeMatha want to be known?
Well, one thing is for sure, a lot of excitement about this team this season. Again, after a really strong set of preseason performances against some high-level competition. Good opening game on Thursday at Coolidge. A couple games against really strong opponents out in California, 1-1 in that road trip. Great feed by Logan Lewis to find Jaden Winston.
Good ball reverse. It'll set up the back door. Stags get an easy one.
And on the other end, this time, no good on the turnaround to Cory and Warham. And DeMatha with the rebound.
Jaden Winston walking it up. Yes, walking it up.
And Malcolm Thomas gets the ball stripped away as he drove to the hoop. And Warham could not handle that pass cleanly from Whitley. That allowed the defense to close. Couldn't get the strength on that drive that he wanted as Mason So gets back into the score column with that one.
Stags had numbers on the break. Mason read it correctly, was able to get all the way to the rim.
Driving along the baseline, out to Gullidge, no good, and swatted out of bounds. That is going to be DeMatha ball.
69-55, 2:21 to go.
Whitley getting a much-deserved break. He has been on the court for seemingly every minute of this contest and doing it all. So gives it off to Winston. Logan Lewis gives it to Isaiah Arnold. Back to So. Thought about popping the long three, instead gives it up to Logan Lewis. He's going to drive the lane.
Oh,
and
tough move.
Wow, got a lot of English on that ball to get it to roll basically off the bottom edge of the rim and somehow spin its way up and in.
Just the way Coach Jones drew that up.
Deep three, no good for Giovanni Sanford. And now with a minute 45, Roosevelt needs to start drawing some things up. They need some points in a hurry. DeMatha leading by 16 now. Biggest lead of the night. And Warham will shoot the free throw here. Good on the first half of the 1-and-1. Next foul by DeMatha will put Roosevelt into the double bonus. Still 2 fouls to give for Roosevelt as he converts the second half of the 1-and-1. So finds Isaiah Arnold wide open in the corner for three.
Good look by Mason So. The cross-court pass. Was able to step into a shot and knock it down.
Dangerous dribbling there for Roosevelt, but it's going to be Toby Raji finishing it up under the basket. Strong move and good patience. So has that one batted out of bounds by Whitley. It'll stay DeMatha ball.
Got a little lazy with the ball, went a little teardrop floater there. .111 to go, 74-59. Jaden Winston with the ball.
And the foul called on to Cory and Warham. As I said, there was a foul to give, so not enough to put DeMatha into the bonus, but the next foul by Roosevelt will do so. For this one, Stags ball on the sideline to inbound. Mason So gets it to Jaden Winston. Isaiah Arnold, nice spin move. Couldn't get to fall, but he does draw the foul. He'll shoot 2.
Good read by Isaiah. Eleanor Roosevelt anticipating DeMatha holding the ball out. Found the opening, got all the way to the rim. He'll get 2.
No good on the first one. Arnold's second shot finds his mark. DeMatha leads by 16. Quick drive by Whitley, no good. That's going to be out of bounds off Malcolm Thomas as we reach the 1-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
Good job by Malcolm. Stags got beat on the perimeter. Straight line to the basket. Malcolm was the goaltender in there.
Whitley tried to get it to Raji, and they're going to say that Malcolm Thomas did not keep that ball in bounds. Hit out on the baseline. Try it again. Falls to the ground, and there's going to be a foul on Mason So. They're trying to get the referee's attention. Nobody's trying to sub in right now, as far as I know.
Yeah, I believe that's 5 on Mason. So
maybe it is.
Used to be a minute. You had to sub in at 45. I think it's down to 30 seconds now.
All right, yep, so they will go ahead and take Mason So out of the game. A.J. McCleary checks in for him. Amari Wright at the line, shooting 2. First free throw is no good off the back iron. And second free throw, same result. Winston picks up his dribble, gets it to Logan Lewis.
Good job by Logan to be available. Stags were in trouble.
Malcolm Thomas trying to find a man, he does. Gets it to Winston, Isaiah Arnold. And now, so DeMatha is slowing it down, but Roosevelt pressuring the ball. Under 30 seconds now. Good pass by Thomas. Maybe just a little bit lazy with the pass. It got to Isaiah Arnold just a split second later than he wanted it. And that made it difficult for him to finish at the rim, but he will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Good on the first. Mason Douglas checks in for Amari Wright on the Roosevelt side. And the second free throw is good. 23.6. Shot clock is off. Gets it to the corner. Gullidge for 3. Way off the mark, but a foul called on Malcolm Thomas. Gullidge will shoot 3.
Well, the good news is we finally figured out he's the three-point shooter in the corner. We need to find him. The bad news is with 13.1 seconds to go, we want the clock to run.
Yeah.
Right? Again, Malcolm doesn't have to block that. He's a pretty big target. Just make him shoot a little bit quicker.
DeMatha rim, not kind to Gulledge on that first free throw as it rimmed out. Second one is good.
Well, it was mean to us in the first half, too. So
I think some people thought that it was only 2 free throws coming. Both Logan Lewis and Jaden Winston head to the lane after he released that one. And third free throw, no good. Rebound by Roosevelt, so they'll keep running their offense for a few more seconds. Three-pointer.
Oh.
I don't know if he called bank, but it doesn't matter. Giovanni Sanford for 3. And the final seconds run off the clock. And DeMatha improves to 3-1 on the season. Fantastic first week for Coach Jones and this new look Stags. What are your thoughts on this game, Neal?
I think Coach Wood would call us a workman-like effort. We did enough. It wasn't pretty. Did a lot of good things, but there's also a lot of things they need to work on. And I know they've got games coming up this weekend. The games are at DeMatha, but it's not our. There's a team takeover tournament. We'll have that, and there'll be 2 good teams. I think Archbishop Ryan is coming in. I forget who else is coming in.
Yep.
But that tournament, great competition, so they'll be tested again. So this is good. Neighborhood rivalry here, you win that. We actually are off for a while. We won't be doing a game until I think we come back in January. It might be O'Connell, but the league said season will start. So hopefully we'll get my microphone fixed.
Yes. Yep, so 77-63 the final score here tonight. We'll be back January 3rd with the next home basketball game that we will broadcast here on DM Stags TV. But we're so happy to be back for another season. Looking forward to spending another winter here in the booth with you, Neal. For Neal Murphy, for our video broadcast students, we had some guys working the JV and freshman games earlier. Will Wallace and Mikael Desta worked this evening's game. Thank you guys so much for your guys' efforts. We will be back in the new year, but until then, stay safe. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you soon.